Colin Kaepernick accuses white adoptive parents of problematic upbringing, perpetuating racism. This is not a joke, by the way. This is actually what he said. Okay? So, Colin Kaepernick, former NFL star and activist, used his white adoptive parents of perpetuating racism in a new interview in his upcoming graphic novel, Change the Game. Kaepernick spoke about growing up in a problematic household and how his parents tried to steer him in a direction they thought was best, which led to several fights between them and their adopted son. One of those disagreements illustrated in the novel was a fight over his hairstyle. Kaepernick wanted to wear cornrows, but his mother pushed back, saying, "Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug." The lack of racial harmony in his own home encouraged Kaepernick to find community elsewhere, and he chose to pursue a football career instead of a professional baseball career because there were significantly more blacks in the NFL and MLB. Kaepernick still hopes to return to the NFL and has worked as an activist and advocate for social justice issues. I have so many different issues with this article here, but I'll go to you first, man. Go ahead.
So if you're Colin Kaepernick, you're adopted by. Were his parents white? What were they?
Yeah, if you can pull up
the
Colin Kaepernick's parents.
So if someone adopts you, I assume they take you out of a foster care or of a situation that you probably don't want to be in. So this family adopts Colin Kaepernick, and now he resents the fact that they adopted him because they're saying, hey, if you do certain things, people are going to judge you. You know what's crazy? I actually had a conversation yesterday randomly with our friend Jerry, who works upstairs in the sales department. Black guy, right? And he's sitting there with April, another black woman. Great duo. If they're watching, shout out to them. And he literally just put cornrows in his hair. Did you see it? I go, oh, hey, nice new hairdo. He goes, yeah, man, I've been wanting to do this for years. But my family I believe they're Seventh-day Adventists. And he goes, this is very much frowned upon. I said, oh, okay, tell me why. He goes, yeah, cornrows, tattoos, this is something you just can't do. And he's a black guy. I go, oh, all right, explain to me. He's like, it's just frowned upon. He's explaining to me why. I go, all right, cool. Got it. So this isn't a race thing. This is a culture thing, right? And so, for instance, it'd be the equivalent of a white guy just growing his long hair out and listening to heavy metal, and his parents saying, hey, if you actually want to be taken seriously, you probably can't just, look like Axl Rose out there or Slash just with hair flowing if you want to actually be taken seriously like that. So wouldn't you agree that your parents your adoptive parents, want the best for you? It would just seem that Colin Kaepernick has sort of lost common sense.
Tom.
I would feel different than I do right now if over the course of the last 10 years, you've been hearing him say, I only played football because I thought there was more racial diversity in the sport. I didn't hear that. And we heard a lot about Colin. Kim and I saw him in the airport by himself, not very famous. And he was very chill. And I don't remember comments made like that, and maybe he can say he's repressed and all that, but to suddenly come out, and I also didn't remember him saying, I've lived in a repressed household. I just feel like, each step he has to appropriate some other offense to continue to, press his relevance. And he is relevance. He brought attention to some things, some in the right way, some in the wrong way, and some were positive, some not. I'm just kind of shocked now it's time to, you go attack a bunch of other things. And I haven't heard that his parents were these tough people. They adopted him. Adoption is an act of charity. They owe him respect as he grows up, just as he owes them respect. It's called family.
Let me tell you, man, I have so many problems with this. First of all, his biological mother, Heidi, I believe, Russo, gave him up at 5 weeks. Okay? Until today, the biological father, they don't know who it is. It's unknown. Okay? So if it's unknown, I mean, I don't want to get graphic, but you understand what that means.
Yep.
The only way somebody's unknown is because, you had a lot of different partners.
She was very friendly, let's just say that.
Yeah. So okay. So let's put the perspective. Then there's the adopted parent, the parents that adopted you. So there's 4 people in this situation here for you to recognize and not recognize. Till 2021, he didn't want to meet his mother, his biological mother, for giving up for adoption. You have your father, who you don't know who he is. You have your biological mother, who you don't want to meet. Then you have the parents that adopted you. And you think you made it into the NFL? Let me get this straight. You think you made it to the NFL all on your own? Seriously? You think you did that? I'm sorry. You know, the role that parents play to buy the uniforms, to take you to practice, to be part of leagues and drive you an hour or fly you out and bring coaches. And do you know how many thousands of hours his parents or mother sacrifice? And this is what you say just to sell a story in a documentary? It's a slap in the face to parents. Mm-hmm. Do you know what this does to people that are considering to adopt? This is the fear of parents that are afraid to adopt. You mean you want parents to put 15, 20 years of their lives into adopting a kid and 20 years later to get something like this? Because now you have money and you don't need them anymore? It's the ultimate insult. It's disgusting if you ask me. There's no parent that is perfect, but anybody that chooses to adopt you, give you a home, take care of you, and now you have this kind of a life because of what they did to sacrifice thousands of hours. Mm-hmm. There's nobody in the world. There's 2 people in the list of your life that you should never be able to criticize, and it's the 2 parents that adopted you. Mm-hmm. Those 2 people you need to lift up and turn them into heroes forever. You cannot say anything about those 2 specifically in an embarrassing way like this.
Adoption is a choice.
Anyways.
And those parents did not care what color you were.
Yeah.
And they adopted you.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.